This video is to prove to you that if you ask loud enough and often enough, I may just eventually explain the song you're requesting. So, Intro 3 by NF. Hey guys, welcome to the Pop Song Professor YouTube channel where we make English class awesome on weekdays by explaining and sometimes roasting song lyrics. Today we are talking about Intro 3 by NF, and it is a conversation between NF and his sense of fear, or a dark part of his personality, kind of a blurry face or Slim Shady type persona, the dark alter ego. And it's super interesting. We're gonna get into these lyrics. But first, I've got a contest coming up, guys. Link in the description. If you share any one of my videos, take a screenshot of how many likes or shares you get, and then submit it at the link in the description. You can win cash prizes and even a free entry to my How to Write Original Lyrics That Sound Good course. Cash prizes up to $50. And why are we doing this? It's because you guys are awesome, and if we can get more people like you, this channel is just gonna get better. And maybe I could be a full-time YouTuber one day. That'd be kind of cool. But enough about my dreams and aspirations. Let's jump into it. And the first thing I want to point out is that the song starts from Fear's perspective, and we hear like a sentence from NF every once in a while, but it very quickly becomes more NF talking at the very end. So Fear is basically holding NF accountable and saying, hey, why are you always saying bad things about me? Like, I'm the reason you're here. The only reason people find you interesting is because you are afraid of things. So we hear, why are you scared of me? That's embarrassing. If it wasn't for me, you would have never wrote Therapy, one of his albums. It's a little bit twisted, but I miss when you and I had scary dreams. NF says, I don't really want to talk about it. And Fear says, well, that's too bad now, Nate, shut up. Which goes to show the fact that Nate finds it difficult to turn off Fear at sometimes, and he can't get those thoughts out of his head. Fear remembers back to the times when he was crying in your room like a baby, and NF, remembers too and says, I wish mom was here. And Fear says back, we all do, so we wouldn't have to hear about it every single record. And I love that aspect of Intro 3 because throughout this we're gonna see instances where Fear refers to like NF's brand and NF's style and who NF puts himself out there to other people as. You don't really wanna change me. Yeah, I'm the one that made this happen. Do you really wanna get rid of your main attraction? Fear doubts that NF could really be successful without the fear to rap about, and that's kind of a fair question, and that's why NF's struggling with it. Like, what would he sing about if he wasn't afraid of things? And we'll hear he mentions anger later, so without fear and anger, what's left for NF to talk about? Yeah, it's time for the third record, and you know I got the content, so just because he's had Therapy Session and Mansion, NF still has plenty to work through and to be afraid of. There's going to be plenty to talk about in, Perception. I really like this line. I don't know if I should because it's Fear talking, but he says, yeah, get that stupid hat off of your head when I'm talking to you. You hear what I said? I kind of look like NF right now, right? Could rap like NF? I don't know if I could do it as good as NF. You don't like the prison I built you? Yeah, you wanna know what the funny thing is? You keep on talking to me like a stranger, but we've been together since you were a kid. I don't know, I think I'm a little bit dorkier than NF, for sure. He somehow makes like doing that look cool, but I'm not that cool. I'm actually really proud of myself for how I stayed on beat. Staying on beat is the hardest part for me, because I have no sense of rhythm. Okay, anyway, you guys didn't sign up for this quality content. Now you trying to cut me out of it like I ain't never been part of it. I am the heart of it, I made this whole thing. Dang it, it's such rhythm, like that's so good. NF has got this like natural rhythm that's so powerful, and it's like his mouth is a drum kit. It's so good. But basically, it's like Fear is telling him, I'm a part of the band, or the duo, the rap duo here, and if you get rid of me, it's like cutting out a band member. So he asks, what's the point of having guns if you can't aim? What's the point of having blood with no veins? What's the point of having love with no pain? Fear is the pain. NF is trying to have the love without the pain, and Fear is calling him out and being like, it's not gonna work. To be fair, I don't think that it's necessary to have pain to have love, and that's the lie that Fear is trying to tell NF. And to clarify, it's not that love isn't difficult, or that when two people try to get to know each other better, or when friends hang out too much, they're not gonna argue. It's just that pain is not a prerequisite for love. It might happen along the way, it might, but if you have a really good friendship with somebody and you haven't argued with them a ton, you shouldn't feel bad about it. It doesn't mean that your friendship is on the rocks, actually. What I'm saying is me without you doesn't make any sense. If you didn't want me to live in your house, you shouldn't have let me move in. What Fear is talking about here is that NF let Fear have a foothold in his life, and so he made Fear just kind of naturally, when NF was a kid and being physically abused and all sorts of other terrible things, Fear just became a natural part of his life, and because NF let Fear move in, Fear's kind of feeling entitled now. Like, I've been with you for a while, and so I'm not going anywhere. Then we hear NF later on asking him, where is my shovel at? And nah, shut up, I don't want to hear another sentence. So he's kind of warning Fear. He's like, you need to be quiet. And Fear mocks him, hey, I'm NF. Is it me or the Fear talking? Ha, what a dumb question. And then NF's like, shut up, and keeps looking for the shovel. And Fear asks, let me guess, we're gonna dig a hole, kill the track, and probably put a B in it, which is a reference to some NF lyrics. Rap about it for like 3 minutes. That's pretty deep, isn't it? So he's like mocking him, like, yeah, you think you're so deep and everybody thinks you're so deep, but this is just the same thing you do every single time, big deal. Wait a minute, you don't really think for a second that you're putting me in this grave or this hole that NF is digging with a shovel. And then NF says, no, of course not, just a little deeper, then we'll go inside and we can stop digging. And Fear's like, you had me scared for a second, I thought we were digging my grave. Thunk. And NF puts Fear into the hole. He says, we did. What? You don't like being afraid? Here's a dose of your own medicine. What, you don't like how it tastes? My therapist told me don't bury my issues, but I'm gonna be honest, man, I'm feeling great. And so basically he's thrown Fear in there. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna get tough and rough with you here and throw you in that hole, and you can be afraid for the time being. And NF is taking control. It really reminds me of Holding On To You by 21 Pilots, where Tyler sings and raps about putting a noose around the neck of your mind and telling it you belong to me, do what I say. Why do I reference everything back to 21 Pilots? I have a sickness. I have 21 Pilots amnesia. I wish I was burying anger, but both of us know I'm gonna need him for that song, a song about possibly somebody who physically abused him as a child. But anger still lives in the basement, so I'll get rid of him later after I use him for the song, which is really interesting. So NF's aware that it's dangerous to do that, but he's also still using it, so he kind of is showing us that he's stuck in that mindset to an extent. And he says to Fear, you'll spend the rest of your life in my backyard or back of my mind, depends on how you see it. If you listen to Mansion, you know what he's talking about. Put the shovel away, time to go back in the house now. You'll be out in a week, so it's not permanent. Fear's not gonna just go away because he hit him on the head with a shovel once. Telling me you want your room back, that's funny. What, you ain't got nowhere to sleep? So now he's mocking Fear. I'm just look out the window and laugh at you. This is crazy to me, because I thought you had me in prison this whole time, but I'm the one holding the keys. And so he has the sense of empowerment, and he realizes that it is a struggle. And, you know, Fear is going to be outside of his house calling after him and trying to mess with him. But NF realizes that he has the power to kick Fear out of his own house. And so a lot of that mocking that Fear was doing at the beginning of the song, NF realizes, I can fight back. And that is super, super powerful. Guys, intro 3 is a super incisive song. There's a lot of really good information here, and I highly recommend that you guys go listen to this. If I remember, I'll put a link to the audio track on YouTube in the description, and I highly recommend go listen to that. Check it out and really think about what the lyrics are saying and what they mean to you personally. It's great to hear what I have to say, but what I think really matters most is what they mean to you personally. So guys, check that out. Don't forget the contest to watch these videos and that link in the description, all this good stuff. I don't know, all this good stuff, guys. I say all this good stuff a lot, but it's because it's all good. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.